B&E Sports Talk. B&E Sports Talk. What's up, y'all? We're back today with our running back sleepers. Top 4. Here's Evan. I'm Brady.
B&E, bro. B&E.
It sounds nice, right?
Alrighty.
It just rings.
Yeah, to start off my list, I have Miles Sanders, which, I mean, if you watched our running back rankings, that's really a no-brainer for me, where he's getting drafted right now. You know, he's being drafted right around the 48th pick or so on most platforms, which, depending on your league size, that usually lands in the 5th round, whether it's the beginning or the end of it. You know, this is a solid RB2 right off the bat, in my opinion, in Carolina, and I don't really see a point in not taking him where he's going. If you want to, you know, start your draft off with a wide receiver or Travis Kelce or whatever and feel confident in waiting until the 5th round, you have a solid RB2 waiting for you right here. Yeah, and next is Alexander Madison. I mean, he's really going right around that same spot. He has a 53 ADP on most platforms right now, so that is jumping into the 6th round if you play in 10-man leagues. But again, I mean, he's taken over Dalvin Cook, who has been great top 10 running back year after year with the Vikings. He's going to get a lot of touches. And really, I mean, the sky's the limit for Alexander Madison this year. It's really just up to him if he stays healthy and, you know, contributes the way that we all know he can. If he's able to put out a full season of healthy games, you're going to get an absolute steal here in the 5th or 6th round. And, you know, this is a potential league winner if you go 0 RB or hero RB and you stock up on receivers. This is an awesome running back too. Even if you have him as RB3, you're rolling, because I think by the end of the year, he's going to be playing on everybody's league, you know, starting weekly.
B&E number 3.
You know, and my third guy's right around the same spot. He's going 49 in most drafts across the board. It's J.K. Dobbins. Again, this is just another solid pick I feel like you can make. I think all 3 of these guys have serious RB1 potential this year, and they're all young. It's time to see them, you know, flourish, especially J.K. and Alexander Madison. We've seen Miles Sanders have success in the past, but I think all 3 of these guys are potential league winners, assuming you build your roster right in the first few rounds. They're all going between the 5th and 6th round, and you just can't go wrong with any 3 of them. If you have a back-to-back pick during that time frame and you need running backs, get 2 of them. And I promise you'll thank yourself later. Jumping into my number 4 is Khalil Herbert. This is a dude who ran into 2022 as a backup, you know, young backup. He's 25 years old right now. But he went in last season as a backup and outproduced David Montgomery, who was their starter last year. I mean, efficiency-wise, he was better on every single statistical category you can measure. He was just the better running back. But the way the Bears ran things for the majority of last season, they still split about 50-50 carries, which I think is, you know, beyond absurd. Anyways, though, David Montgomery's gone finally. In my opinion, that was kind of a failed experiment in Chicago, but he'll be solid in Detroit, I think. Anyways, back to Khalil Herbert. He's going to be the dude this year. Deontay Foreman is a solid guy out of Carolina that they picked up, but, I mean, today, the day we're recording, he just got hurt. I don't think that's going to be a long-term thing. Even if it is not, though, like, even if he plays week 1, Khalil Herbert's the guy, in my opinion, here in Chicago. I don't really see a reason why he doesn't end up as a RB3. You know, he's going to be a flex player this year, and he has RB2 upside. I'm not going to say he has weekly RB, season-long RB1 upside. He doesn't. But, I mean, week to week, you could get RB2 numbers out of this guy if you needed to. This is a guy you're getting right now, a 92nd pick in most drafts. I mean, you know, what is that? That's 9th to 10th round, depending on how many people play in your league usually. To get a running back that has this potential that late in your draft, you have to. You know, you just have to jump upon someone that has RB2 potential in the 10th round or 9th round, whatever it may be for your draft. it's too much potential to pass up on. He had 4 yards of carry last year. I just think that he's going to up that this year along with more carries total. He's going to have more volume. And I think his efficiency metrics are going to go up because Justin Fields is more mature. Their offense is going to be more mature. They're going to be rolling, flowing. They've added good pieces on the outside to keep pressure off of the box. Khalil Herbert is probably going to have the best year of his career this year. And he's a true sleeper, deeper sleeper. I'm not going to say super deep sleeper, but he's deep down there. And again, this is another guy that you could be starting in your league come week 10 in the playoffs when they start to roll around and win you a league. Once the injuries start happening and stuff, these are the type of people that are going to be showing up in people's starting lineups, and you really want to have them on your team.
What's up, y'all? We're going to get into my list of top 4 sleepers for this year. I've got some pretty deep ones on here, so let's get into it. Number 1, I've got Travis Etienne. This is a guy that, maybe you're not thinking of as a sleeper, but to me, this is somebody who's going to end up on your team and be your RB1. But where you're getting him, he's kind of at the beginning of round 3 is his ADP, going 30. So, if you're getting him there and he's your RB2, you're going to be happy getting RB1 numbers out of him for the rest of the year. I saw that report earlier at the beginning of the year talking about how they want to get him 1,700 yards, and that's catching and running. So PPR points out the roof, and expect a lot of big chunk plays out of him because he does that really good. Up 2, we've got Alexander Madison. We've all seen him. The guy is pretty much a Dalvin Cook clone whenever he comes and steps onto the field. His ADP, where he's going, is so far down the board. 64 and the 22nd ranked running back. This is a guy that's going to put up easy RB2 numbers on your team. And just let him just kind of let him gain that chemistry for those first few weeks. And maybe a little rusty coming out of the gate as he's trying to tackle that long stretch of game that he hasn't ever done before. So just reap the rewards as the season goes on. 3, I've got Jamal Williams. He's going to take that number 1 spot in New Orleans when he's featured for the first 3 weeks. Alvin Kamara's out, and if y'all didn't watch him last year go insane in Detroit for 18 touchdowns, then just get ready to watch him do the same thing this year in New Orleans because he's going to be a touchdown hog. I'm not going to say he's going to get 18, but he is definitely viable for 13, 14, if not more, depending on how they use him. His ADP is also way, way down the list at 97. And then he's the 30-something ranked running back. That's insane value on a guy that can give you RB1 numbers on a good week and solid RB2 numbers on the weeks he's starting. And for me, I think he's going to take that spot from Kamara. So past week 3, keep on expecting some RB2 numbers. There may be a few down weeks just because we know Kamara's a dog when he wants to be. So enjoy Jamal Williams. He's going to take that spot and be the featured back in New Orleans. 4, I've got Jeff Wilson Jr. Every year, it doesn't matter what league or whether they expect him to play or anything like that. He's on my team. And every year somebody gets hurt, he steps up, and everybody's like, oh, shit, like, who's Jeff Wilson Jr.? And by the time they want him, he's already on my team because I drafted him. So Jeff Wilson Jr. is a pretty much a deep, deep sleeper. I'm not even seeing him on here, Evan.
Oh, you gotta scroll way, way down to find Jeff Wilson Jr., bro.
Not right here. Look at that. He's going 148 in most leagues and is the 46th ranked running back. If Jonathan Taylor doesn't get traded to the Dolphins, just expect Mostert to get hurt again, lose that timeshare, And Jeff Wilson Jr. is going to pump out some insane numbers, just like we've seen him do with the Niners. And he did it last year with the Dolphins to end the year. And people seem to forget that. So watch this and don't forget. All right.
One other thing I just want to add on to the end of Brady's list about Jamal Williams is that I fully agree. I think Alvin Kamara's absence during those first 3 weeks are going to, it's going to allow Jamal Williams to step in and just dominate. Because Derek Carr is going to have the Saints at a level that we haven't seen in probably about 3 years, I think, from the get-go. And Jamal Williams is going to be the main beneficiary out of that because Chris Olave, we already expect him to be rolling with Derek Carr. Jamal Williams is going to end up with a lot of touches and touchdowns during that. I just don't think Kamara really ever gains a hold of a number one running back spot on any team in the NFL again. I think he's kind of done. I'm not saying done like he's about to retire, but it's Jamal Williams' show in New Orleans. It really is.
I expect them to kind of roll him out similar to the way that they did Mark Ingram. They kind of let Mark Ingram waltz his way out. He got a decent share of carries, but you could kind of tell who was taking over. And I think that now Jamal just takes it over, and that's him. And Kamara will still have those games, obviously, because he's a great back. But, yeah, no, he's on his way out for sure.
I mean, and Jamal Williams is kind of on the older side, too, along with Kamara. Yeah, I wouldn't pick either one for a dynasty league, for real. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they have a new guy next year that we've never really heard of, probably a rookie, and that's their new guy. So avoid Kamara at all stakes, in my opinion, and draft Jamal with pretty good confidence. And if you have any issues after drafting him in those first couple of weeks, trade him before Kamara comes back. Or, you know what? Change that. Trade him after Kamara comes back and you see he's still getting the bulk of the carries and dominating the field.
Yeah, there will be a believer in there that knows he'll wrap back around. You should probably continue to believe in it as well. It'll happen eventually. Saints just take a few games to kind of get warmed up and going.
Yeah. Jamal's going to be the guy. He is the guy. Kamara's on his way out.
For sure.
All right, guys. So I guess that concludes our sleeper running backs for now. We might come at you with a deep sleep video for your, those really deep leagues sometime soon. But for now, that's it. We did come out with a Twitter and an Instagram. We also have our stuff on Spotify. We'll link all that in the comments, as well as the links to our other 2 running back videos that we've put out. All right, y'all take it easy and come back and enjoy the next episode.
We'll catch you next time.
That was better. Okay.
Let's go. B&E Sports Talk.